So it took me 40 years to understand this, but in this video, I'm gonna share with you 5 business lessons that I learned from being a committed, dedicated runner. And if you don't know, I'm Quintel. I founded Good Parting Company, plant-based health cafe and juice bar located in Baltimore, Maryland. I scaled that joint up to 2 locations in 9 months. I partnered with Johns Hopkins to open their first ever juice bar and health cafe on their campus. They did over $720,000 in revenue. I succeeded at 10% higher margins than the average food and beverage business, so we did pretty good there. But a lot of that came off the back and the support of people right here in Baltimore City, and some of those people were my friends from the Riot Squad running group. So I helped co-found Riot Squad running group. We are now officially sponsored by Under Armour, and so we've been doing our thing for the last few years, and I've been running since for the last 10, 12 years or something like that. So the 5 business lessons. The first lesson is that being able-bodied is a blessing. We take advantage of it, or we take it for granted, especially as we get older. You know, we start to complain, oh, we're just getting old, I'm a little bit stiff. That comes with age. It don't have to. Get up, get out there, and get to moving. You don't gotta run a marathon. You don't gotta run 25 miles a week, or whatever the case may be. But if you're able-bodied, use your body, honor the blessings that God gave you, and take care of yourself. Same thing goes with business. You have the opportunity to bring value to somebody else's life, and you have the physical and mental capability to do so. Honor it, step up, be consistent, stay at it, fine-tune it, don't just give up on it. It's all a muscle, and if you don't use it, you lose it. Lesson number 2, it's okay to go alone. When you get up in age, there's going to be fewer and fewer people who want to really get out there and exercise with you. You're going to invite your friends. They're going to support you for a week, maybe a month. They might fall off. That's all good. They got to move at their own pace. But you got to stay committed to yourself, and you might have to do that alone, okay? Still get out there, still get it done. The beautiful thing about running is it's not a team sport. You got a body, you can move it, you can get out there, you can do it alone. You're running your own race, you're taking care of yourself. Same thing in business. Everybody waits, I'm going to do it when I get funding. Still working on this idea. I need a mentor. Get it done. Get started. Like, you don't have to wait. I started my juice bar from right out of my cubicle. I worked for the government for 14 years. I was in my cubicle. I started getting close to the 10-year mark, and I was like, dang, I don't got no exit strategy. I ain't even planning to be here this long. Started putting together a plan, like literally writing a business plan in my cubicle. From 5 to 9, 5 to 11, 12 o'clock, whenever I ain't had something to do, I'd be working on the business plan, studying the landscape, seeing whatever juice bars out there, so on and so forth. I did it on my own. I got assistance from a bank. I got a small business loan from Harvard Bank. Shout out to Harvard Bank. Shout out to M&T Bank right here in Baltimore. I did that based off my credit, right? But what I didn't do is, like, I didn't go and reach out for a business partner. Yo, help me with this. If they ain't see the vision, if they wasn't committed to the lifestyle, it's not for them. Everybody can't go. You can give them a job, you can bring them in, you can contract them maybe, but everybody's not going to be down for the vision. They're not going to see. That's why it's called vision, right? Everybody's not going to be able to see what you can see in the future, and you might have to go and start your business alone. I was a solo founder. I got a business loan. I used my own capital, my own credit, my own instincts. I designed a lot of this stuff. This is not to give myself extra credit or to say that you got to do everything alone. It doesn't have to stay that way forever, but if you want to get started, just like in running, all you got to do is lace them things up and get out there and put one foot in front of the other. So I found a park bench for me to sit down and share lesson number 3. So lesson number 3 is all about speed and direction. First things first, speed is very, very important. In many businesses, speed is a moat, which means it protects you from your competition because you just move faster. You deliver faster, you acquire customers faster, you serve them faster. But what's even more important for you as a business owner, right? For you as a builder, for you as a founder, for you as my partner in crime here, is direction. You want to be going in the right direction. What that means as a founder is typically you figure out direction through time and experience. Is this the actual right business for you to build? Is this the right project for you to work on? Is this the right role for you to work in? Because if you're going fast in the wrong direction, all it's going to do is burn you out. You're going to have some lessons. That's why I'm here sharing. You learn some lessons along the way, but when you're going in the right direction, it's even more important. Because you could be going in the right direction slowly, but when you get there, the reward is going to be so much bigger. For example, my first success in business came with my friends. We threw parties. Accidentally, we started making a bunch of money. We was going fast and in the right direction. So when that ended, I kept doing parties, and I realized this is the wrong direction for me. I'm over 30. I don't manage a nightclub. I don't have no equity. I don't have my homies, my partners no more. It's just me out here and the people that's willing to help, but they're not actually founders in this business. A better direction would be to go all in on a different concept, which ended up being my juice bar. And at the time, that was a better direction. Another thing is, when you're going in the wrong direction and you're finding all of these challenges and you really can't get momentum, you can't get speed, that typically lets you know you're going in the wrong direction. You're in the wrong role, you're working on the wrong projects, you're working on the wrong task, you're going in the wrong direction. So yes, speed is incredibly important. But what's even more important is direction. Direction is greater than speed. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm over 40. I'm out here running, putting up these miles between 15 to 20 a week, staying fit, and I'm not going to act like it's all easy breezy. The lesson is that recovery is just as important, if not more important, than the actual activity and the task. When you get older, you got to put in more time with recovery. You got to take time to stretch. You're not bouncing back like a youngin' no more. You got to foam roll. You got to put ice on stuff. You got to go do cryo and all the other holistic things that you do, right? You got to work on your mobility. You got to eat right, keep the inflammation down. All those things matter. And when you're a founder, when you're a business owner, when you're an operator and you're trying to stay lean and move fast and stay nimble and make the pivots you need to in business, you got to take time to recover or you're just going to burn out. Now, I literally burned out to the point where I couldn't get up for 7 days. In my juice bar, April 2022, I just passed out on the couch. I didn't wake up to the next day. I had to tell my team, like, yo, y'all got to take over for the next until I get back. And the next time they saw me was 5 days later. I was delivering produce. I was down for the count. I had a second round of COVID, but that only hit me because I was burning the candle on both ends, working full-time for the government, working full-time for my juice bar, just closed out my first location. So you got to take time to recover. Now, recovery don't mean just sitting on your ass. Like, I do believe in going hard and getting the most out of your day. But you got to recover. You got to eat right. That's a part of recovery. You got to stretch. You actually got to train your body so that you can have more mental stamina and endurance and deal with all of the things that come along with business. But you got to figure out the things that energize you as well, because that's a part of recovery. What are the things that give you energy? When you do have downtime, are you doing something that's destructive? Are you doing something that make you feel good? Does reading help? Do you do a little bit of yoga? Do you go kick it with your family? Are you chilling with your kids? You pouring into them. Those types of things are re-energizing. That's a form of recovery. Are you meditating? That's super helpful in business because it allows you to just get more mentally present and understanding where you are, what you're doing, and where you're trying to go. Okay? So recovery. Think about recovery. Recovery is a part of the whole process. It's not after, it is a part of. Don't separate it. All right? Or you will burn out. I don't want that to happen to you. Lesson number 4, recovery is as important, if not more important, than the actual task or the activity. Lesson number 5 might be the biggest lesson, and it's that who you hang around will have the biggest impact on your performance. It's cliche, but they say, like, you're the sum of the 5 people you hang around the most. When you're a founder, you're a builder, you're an entrepreneur, you give up and sacrifice a lot. You take a lot of risks that most humans are not willing to do. So they don't relate. Not only do they not relate, they probably don't see your vision either. And therefore, being a founder, entrepreneur, builder, it could be very isolating. To some degree, lonely. You got to be willing to deal with it. Unless you get around other builders, they're going to maintain that same energy. They're going to help keep you focused, keep you aligned. They're going to even keep you inspired. You're going to need that. I want to shout out to my man, Derek Falcon, 7 Streams from Cloudy Donuts. He was mentoring me to a certain degree. We were doing some work together, and he was like, Q, you move too slow. At first, I was like, what you mean, yo? But he was right. I was moving slow. I didn't have enough urgency. And my team, they modeled that behavior. 1 or 2 of them, were on top of their game, closer to how I was moving, but I still wasn't moving fast enough. And that was a great lesson for me to learn. It's just a natural instinct, man. You get around people who can help, who are going to help push you. It happens all the time in running. If you run next to people who are faster than you, you will do better in trying to keep up. And you will just instinctively move faster. It's happened to me multiple times. You got to get around people who are building. You got to get around other founders and entrepreneurs. That is the biggest lesson. And sometimes it's really hard to come across those communities. Thank goodness we got the internet now. You can connect with other people online and build in like online spaces where you guys are working together, pushing each other forward, sharing your wins, sharing your losses, comparing notes. That is a big deal, and it's very necessary. Even if you're around somebody who's just one step ahead, it's going to make you want to move faster and figure out a way to go faster so you can keep pace, so that you can be on par and be more aligned with who you really want to be. It's not that they're beating you in the sense of like competition and just like outpacing you and crushing you, but when you get around the right people, it will just help you move faster. So those are the 5 business lessons I learned from running as a man in his 40s. Okay, let's do a quick recap. Being able-bodied is a blessing. Don't take it for granted. Your mind and your body is a muscle. Use it or lose it. Number 2, is it's okay to go it alone. Sometimes you got to stay lean so you can move fast, and you'll get the right team along the way. Number 3, direction matters more than speed. Number 4, recovery is just as important as the actual task and activity. And number 5, which might be the most important, is that who you hang around will have the biggest impact on your performance. And with that being said, if you're looking for more people to stay connected with as you build your business, as you move along in your journey, I invite you to join my newsletter, Full Court Founder. The link is in the description. I share everything that I'm going through to build my business in the age of AI, using tech and media to grow as a founder. Click the first link in the description. Subscribe there. Some good stuff in there every week that I dive deep into outside of what I post here on YouTube and in these videos. Hopefully I see you there. Catch you in the next one.